Hey everybody, what's up? Today I want to talk about manifestation and spirituality. Can manifestation be a spiritual thing? That's what I want to dive into today. My name is Alina. I'm a spiritual life coach, a manifestation coach, and a Reiki master. So I've been on a spiritual journey now for many years. And I've also been a student of the law of attraction for like 20 years. And recently I've been thinking about why is it that we want to manifest things in the first place? Like, what is it about manifestation? What's our driving force? Why do we want to do that? And at the root of it is we all think that we're going to be happier when we have the thing. When we have the manifestation, then we'll be happy. And I want to evaluate, why is that? Why do we externalize our happiness? Why do we put things onto a pedestal? Why do we think that once I have this, then I'll be happy? Because think back in your life at things that you've manifested, because we've all manifested. Our whole life is manifesting. It's just that we usually do it on default, and it's usually negative for a lot of us. When you manifested that thing, were you suddenly happy for the rest of your life? Probably not, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be looking on YouTube and trying to get advice on this stuff. So when you got the thing, how long did that happiness last? Like a few minutes, a day, a week maybe? And then you kind of went back to how things were, right? That's how it's been for me. But for some reason in my brain, I still have this idea that, well, once I reach this manifestation, once I get this, then that's really when everything, my whole life will just permanently change from here on out. And I really haven't found that to be the case, looking at past evidence. That's all you need to see if this stuff is real. Just look at past evidence in your own life, and it'll show you. So a lot of what we're looking for is really, is it the thing, or is it that connection to our higher self? I suspect that it's really that connection to our higher self that's really what we're looking for and searching for. And I found that once we connect to that, manifestation then is a natural byproduct of that. So really, I think our focus should be on that connection to our higher self, more so than trying to get the things. Because you can get the things by doing the hard work and all the things that we've been programmed to do. But first of all, it's going to be a heck of a lot harder for you. And it's not going to be as fulfilling. So I am always going to promote meditation. That's going to be my number one point of advice on this channel, always. Meditation really is the key. Not only does it facilitate that connection to your higher self, but it speeds up your manifestations. Why? Because our higher self is like our GPS. You put in your GPS, say you're going from Boston to Santa Fe, and you're going to put in your GPS Santa Fe. Now, when you're driving, do you keep stopping and go, oh my gosh, I'm why am I not there yet? Why am I not to Santa Fe yet? What is taking so long? I must be on the wrong path, and completely turn back around and go all the way back to Boston? No, you wouldn't do that, would you? That would be crazy. But that's what we end up doing. We put our goal, we set our GPS in our mind of what we want to manifest, and then we continue to keep checking. Is it here? Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? And in doing so, we either keep ourselves stuck, or we in fact go backwards, and in the metaphor, end up going back to Boston and getting farther away from Santa Fe. So the techniques that are all out there, there's nothing inherently wrong with them. That you see the videos about you pour the water into this glass, or you say this before bed, or you script, or you affirm, there's nothing inherently wrong with any of these things. They're all tools to help you along the way. But really what it's doing is just preventing you from stopping and checking the GPS and trying to turn back around. It's just trying to keep you focused, keep that GPS set to Santa Fe. So if you don't have that understanding, it's going to be harder, and you're going to find yourself frustrated. That is not to say that you can't manifest when you're super pissed off. You absolutely 100% can. That depends on your level of commitment to change. That's another thing. Are you addicted to your suffering? Are you addicted to your circumstances? Are you addicted to your victim card? Or are you really willing to let go, let the ego go, let the old things die off, trust, and continue forward. That's really what it comes down to. And it's the consistency, and it's the trust, and getting out of your own human way. Because a lot of this programming that's in your mind, the things that are blocking you, it's not your fault. It's things that were taught to us when we were babies, when we were kids, by well-intentioned adults. But a lot of it is unintentionally keeping you stuck. So what do I do? Okay, I have all these limiting beliefs that are, keeping me stuck. So what do I do? Well, meditation is a great thing. I've also found breathwork. I've done breathwork ceremonies now. I just recently started getting into that. And that was like, I don't know, meditation on steroids or something. Like it was a huge catalyst for me. So I guess if you're looking for a shortcut, I would say look for like a breathwork ceremony. There's something about that gets your ego out of the way and can really shift things quickly. I'll give you an example of letting go of old beliefs, limiting beliefs. So recently, if you can't tell, I got a new phone and I switched from Android to iPhone. This will sound ridiculous, but it was a very emotional decision for me because I've always had an Android. My husband has always been an Android person. Like that, we've always had PCs. That has always been a thing. That's what I've known. And it, for some reason, felt like sad to me to let go of that and to move into the iPhone world and the Apple world. But I knew that it was something that my inner being was guiding me towards, pushing me forward. And since I've made the switch, it has been wonderful. And things are so much easier. And I'm very, very happy. But there was a lot of I had to go through too, a lot of old pictures, a lot of old apps on my phone and stuff like that. And it was like this shedding of this old identity because I'm embodying this new identity. And in my mind, that version of me uses an iPhone and has a really good quality phone and a good quality laptop. That's who I am. And so that was a silly example, but it's things like that will happen to you along the way, that you'll shed these old identities and you have to be willing to let go. And the more you are willing to let go of this old stuff, these old beliefs, this old part of you, the old way that you looked at yourself, the faster you will get on the right path. It will feel better because you're aligned with your higher self, and it will speed up your manifestations like crazy. The universe likes flow. The universe likes ease. The universe likes speed, efficiency. So get out of your own way and stop trying to think your way to the end or use your human brain to figure out how you're going to get there, because that will only slow you down. That's like you checking the GPS 10,000 times. You're already on the path. So why not assume that every step along the way is part of that path, even the roadblocks? Even the things that you think are derailing you and taking you off the course. Label them as perfect. Label them as this is all part of the unfolding, because the version of you at the end already knows that and has already done all these things and already knows. It has this higher perspective that you can't see. And it sees that all of that, sorry if you hear my cat leaving the room, it sees that all of that is part of the process. So it's already perfect. And the more that you do that and you assign that value, the perfection, everything, it's going to feel better, it's going to be easier, and it's going to be faster. So it's another PSA to get out of your own way. And meditation is a great way to do that because it sort of asks your ego to step to the side and let the divine or the higher self or your soul or your inner being or source, whatever words you want to use, it doesn't matter. It allows that to flow through you and speed things up. Okay? Like and subscribe. I'm out.